Valdio presents Blind Kaizo Race Part 2 Outer System by Valdio. I played Intersystem. I actually raced Intersystem when it was on. Mario's journey through space continues past the asteroid belt and into the outer system. I did play this when it was happening, and I happened to be on a road trip. It all just kind of worked out. I had my capture device. I had my laptop that still ran Windows. I had a few other reasons where oh god, what am I supposed to do there first? But basically I played it on a CRT in my brother's basement. It was fun. Oh. Yeah, rare Valdio levels. You don't see this very often. Okay, so spin jump, I think? Arguably, I should replay the inner system, too, because it was fun. Oh. But, anyway. We'll see if I can actually beat this in the time allotted. It's 2 a.m., so it's a little bit of a risky thing to start playing a Kaizo level, because some of them can take a long time. Even when they're marked 4s. And this is marked 4 difficulty. Is that Bowser's Star Reactor OST? I don't know. It's very possible. And it wouldn't surprise me. Valdio is a talented musician. Not just a porter, but like an actual like dude with who plays guitars and stuff. So it wouldn't ultimately surprise me if like he decided to port it just for this. For instance, Quickie World 2, the Metroid-style escape section, has a port of Tarkus by, I want to say Emerson, Lake and Palmer, but I don't think I'm right. And he did that port himself. I don't think I understand the next step there. And yeah, he has this channel where he plays music and stuff on YouTube. Have it on vinyl, nice. Nothing wrong with getting out some prog records. Like, I've got a few good ones. I've got Thick as a Brick. I love Thick as a Brick. I think I want to jump on that, but I don't know what happens next. Or maybe I need to hit the wall first to... Or maybe I don't want to hit the wall? Like, that's... Okay. It's Valdio. That means to do the expedient and speedy thing. Oh, that explains everything. The thing about Valdio levels is there is a flow to them. The flow is you probably shouldn't be slowing down and thinking about it. So, yeah, I've got a record player, and I've got a lot of records. When after my grandparents died, we were cleaning out their house, and I stayed behind to help with that. Just because there was an awful lot to clean. And one of the things we found in the garage was an old Actually, we found that it was even weirder. In the garage, there was a little bit of wood stuff that no one had looked at in a long time. Turned out it was an old dark room that my grandfather had made for one of my uncles. I probably need that. Wait, what? And inside there was an old record player, which also had like a record shelf built in. And it basically had all of my father's and his brother's albums. And since they were, you know, kids in the 60s and 70s, they had an awful lot of good stuff. So I got a bunch. I also took some of my grandfather's records, too, a couple of them. But not quite the same, like, level of desirability. Because mostly what he collected was opera. So I picked up a Wagner piece. Listened to it once or twice. I haven't listened to it again. But it felt like the thing to do. Picked up a few of his CDs. He was a meticulous... He was absolutely meticulous about cataloging them. He had a system where everything had a number, and he had sheets, Excel spreadsheets. You know, honestly, the more I think about it, the more I think I do have to definitely take after that side of the family in a lot of ways. What would that shell do for me? Why is the shell there? Like, what is the point of that shell? Like, clearly I'm supposed to hit that wall, but no, maybe not. Like, what? Do I enjoy the CDs? Oh yeah, no, put it in my car. Mostly got a couple. I got, I think, the Music Man and the... what was the other one? The Music Man soundtrack and the soundtrack to Fiddler on the Roof. Ah, you got me. Yep, you sure got me while I was talking about my dead grandfather's CDs. Definitely was not expecting any of these nuts jokes when that happens. I'm thinking, but I'm not thinking very well. Maybe the key to the whole thing is that I need the... I think it's the meteor. Maybe. I didn't realize the subject was serious. Mildly serious. I'm not angry or anything. I just think it's a little bit funny. Mildly tactless, but only mildly. Just came back talking about CDs, fair. Hard to know about full context. But yeah, just a lot of opera. Dude loved opera. Apparently, when my father or one of his siblings was given one of those like silly assignments in school, which is like interview somebody and, you know, write a short piece about it. And someone interviewed his dad for this. And it's like, okay, so if you weren't a civil engineer, what do you think you would do? He's like, I think I would want to be an opera singer. And the teacher didn't actually believe that my grandfather wanted to be an opera singer. Totally could understand it. It's a very odd choice. It does sound like kind of made up, but nope. He loved the opera. Don't know if he liked the opera before he finished World War II in Vienna. I think there was still some amount of opera that was going on somehow. He was very happy about that. He didn't talk much about the war, so I don't know too much about what he actually cared about with that. Don't really blame him. World War II is a complicated topic. In the first person. Oh. What's funny is my other grandfather tried to serve in World War II. I don't remember if the grandfather, the first one I'm talking about, was drafted or if he joined up himself, but my other grandfather definitely tried to join up. Army didn't want him because he had a defect with his thumb that made it so he couldn't shoot rifles. He joined the Navy. They had him for a spell. They didn't want him because he was flat-footed. So despite his best efforts, he sat out on World War II. Which, you know, at least somewhat respectable. He tried. Why is that not working anymore? This might be beyond my ken at this hour. There we go. I don't know. I think I'm missing something about how this level works. What have Valdio's been up to since? I don't think I've seen anything from him in a long time. Like social media or otherwise. Hope he's having fun. Do something gainful. Sounds like he's doing good. Well, that's good to hear. I assume that means you have some information I don't. I know I was working on Quickie 3 at some point. I don't know what happened with that. I guess what's funny about CDs, more I think about it, is like most convenient way to listen to a CD for me now is to would have been to listen to it in my car. But since I put a CD cable in the Windows 98 machine, now that would be the most convenient way to listen to an audio CD. Which I think is hilarious. Quickie 3 is a long project. Ah, it's true. How am I... Maybe I'm missing something? Maybe that sign's leading me astray. Like, I'm actually confused. Like, it's weird. I do like this cute trick of, like, respawning objects in different directions, the way the bubbles and the rocks work. Just one of those, I'm not sure about it. Week 3's a long project. Understandable. I mean, in all honesty, it's one of those, it's kind of hard to be up to the expectations of what people are expecting with Quickie 3. Kind of like GPW 3 or Invictus 2. Like, it's one of those hacks that a lot of people who aren't necessarily, like, normal is relative, but, like, Kaizo scene people will end up playing. Because it'll be in the Quickie series, like Quickie with a Vengeance, which isn't really the same sort of thing. Either. That's closer. I think that's close to what it wants from me. And then I grab the shell because I need the shell at some point. It's just a matter of getting the timing working correctly. No. Maybe a little bit earlier. Yeah, at least I hear Juz is occasionally working on Invictus 2. I doubt Barb will ever do another Romhack. I think he has twin girls? Like, bro has no time on his hands for the next forever. And by the time he has time, his hands will be thoroughly de-Kaizo'd. I missed the shell. What the hell was with the shell, then? The shell seems superfluous. I guess it must have been to force you to... It must have been to force you to... hit the box. You missed the H? Just barely. Item G's? I don't think so. I think the shell just existed. I don't think the shell had a second purpose. I think all it did was remove... oh boy. All it did was remove the dino. Or the... Hang on, what's the word for that thing? It removed the Rex. I think that was all that was needed. But I don't think it was cheese. Like, there just wasn't another obstacle that needed it. You know what's funny? I didn't even notice those up there. Okay. Didn't notice those punchers at all. Imagine the next 10 years basically moved on from Lunar Magic. Maybe. It's possible. I mean, do you mean like culturally, or do you mean like we'll finally replace it with something else? Because that's hard to know. Part of the problem is, it's a bit like saying in the future we won't ever use Windows. Like, there's a bunch of stuff built for Windows. Everyone still uses Windows to some extent for some number of things. Some people are completely Linux, it's true, but there's a not trivial number of software that people want to run on Windows. And right now, for a competitor to really be viable, it needs to support a lot of things. Yeah, Silkery's working on an alternative, and I understand that, and it's cool. I love his work. Silkery's doing good stuff. Because basically he's, you know, not restricted by what, 20-odd years of lunar magic history and things people have plugged into it. But in effect, it would need to be at least somewhat compatible with Uber ASM, whatever sprite tool we're currently using. Use the same kind of notion for graphics or have some way to convert them. Like, and I'm certain the day will come when, like, we'll stop using lunar magic. Like, absolutely, that is going to happen. Will it be 10 years? I don't know. When ready? Oh, cool. Yeah, I'd love to actually try it. But also, like, game editor projects have histories of disappearing. Like, the author gets tired of it or something. Like, it's not always the case that we end up with something as good as lunar magic is at its base level for any given level, or any given game. And lunar magic, despite its flaws, despite its clunkiness, is one of the better game editors out there. Like, you compare it to something like what they use to edit Donkey Kong Country. Like, part of it is, of course, that, like, Donkey Kong is, in fact, a more complicated game than Mario World by a long shot. But still, that's... Got the LM source community, can I upkeep it? I have a feeling that Fusuya is going to take it to his grave. Like, in a way, it would be good if he'd open source it and be like, yeah, whatever. But at the same time, like, there's so much of it that's probably the high school level coding shame. Which I don't blame him. Like, I don't release very much software either. Like, there was a piece of software I should get up and work on that I've been meaning to build, and keep saying, this C3, I'm gonna build it! I'm gonna build this piece of software! And then I don't. So they want to make it more user-friendly than LM? Imagine people who know how to code will move to it, and as more shit is done, people follow. Maybe it'll be critical mass. But it's kind of like social networks, right? You have to have enough stuff for people to want to use it. If your social network consists of just Kanye West, I'm sure there'll be some people who are excited by that. But there'll be a non-trivial number of people who say, well, just Kanye West, I don't really want that. But, like, it's just the sheer amount of library stuff built up behind. It's kind of tricky. Now, to be fair, I suspect Uber ASM, if Silkree decided to, like, put in a Uber ASM, something that understands it, right? Uber ASM is just an interface when you get down to it. It doesn't actually expect it to be loaded in a specific spot and called exactly by the lunar magic code. So in theory, you could write something that would be compatible enough. I think really graphics and Uber ASM, graphics and sprites are probably it. But hey, GPS is also open source, so that makes that kind of thing easier. Theoretically. Speaking of Lunar Magic, there's been an update submitted by a random user of Lunar Magic 1.61. Someone should do something about that. Drop me a link. I'll bring that up to somewhere. I don't remember if the tools people are in the main Discord. Hack mods are now in the main Discord, and I think the music people are still off in their own Discord, but I could bring it up. If that's there and it's a random user, it's weird. Aha! Winning page? Okay, cool. Oh no, I'm in Uranus. Finally gone up my own butt. It's up my butt now. Oh, pufferfish. Oh, that's funny. And I am very late? Morsel section? Yeah. Don't know how much info he wants out yet, or Silkree wants out. Fair. I've talked to him a few times. I think I could go fast enough that they won't be able to bounce me there. I don't know why I switched sides. I know right's gonna work better. Mistakes were made. I'm sure I'll see it when it's ready. If and when. Lunar Magic does a lot of stuff, but it also a lot of the code will redo. Don't know how much it would be viable to just port. I mean, that's the thing. If like if Silkery implements like Uber ASM loading in the editor itself, that solves a lot of problems. And it's not unreasonable to say, I want to have this code run in this mode in this level, like as a general feature. That was better. And again, Uber ASM is just an interface when you really get down to it. Like, it doesn't have to be bug-for-bug compatible. So that stuff would become vanilla? I mean, yes and no. We have a definition of vanilla. It's expected, which is weird when you really think about the definition of vanilla. Like, the definition for VLDC is a wacky one. Which I do finally kind of understand. Which it means, like, if you could achieve this effect by using 2 layers, it's vanilla by compositing tiles, which, okay, cool. But, like, you don't actually have to do that, you can just composite tiles, which means now you can also do more weird stuff with more layers if you want to, which is a nice bit of freedom, I suppose. But still. I hate pufferfish. I can't predict the pufferfish. Okay, well at least I saw the ending. A lot of people say LM is vanilla, everything else chocolate. That's true. It's a reasonable thing to say. It makes sense. But, like, if we're talking about a new editor, you could simply say, yeah, use the vanilla editor, don't add any ASM, except the patches we give you. Which is pretty much how it already operates for VLDC or OLDC. Like, you can have any patch you want as long as it's infinite lives. Pretty much. I would like for the next OLDC to allow for, like, really old ports of music. Because, like, having judged one of those, I can tell you the worst part about it is that you get really tired of listening to the 4 tracks SMW has in it. And even some janky music would be fun. I think I got it! Yes! Wait, that's a death block. I'm already dead. It happens. But I know what to do now. That's way too slow. This is good for my hands, at least. I haven't been doing enough Kaizo lately, and so my hands have been kind of atrophying. Thought I finangled that. Yes. Yeah, that would have been free had I just paid attention. Like to piano A and B. Oh, that's definitely not the part that was hurting my thumb. I always press up a little bit too hard. Or not up. I always press too hard when I'm doing certain things. I really need to, like, stop doing that. I need that mushroom. Yeah, okay. I need to bounce into that mushroom and carry that momentum. This is a tricky one. Oh. Anyway, be curious to see what the future brings for hacking. Actually, fun fact, Silkery did make a level for the OLDC 2, the one I judged. And you could tell that Silkery used their own editor. Oh, well, no. Because the patch size was tiny. In fact, I'm not convinced that wasn't actually a hex edit one. Okay. Just get some information. was okay. I don't think it did terribly well, but I think it placed fine, if I remember correctly. Oh yeah, also speaking of the vanilla chocolate divide, CLDC is coming up. Good time to make something. I think it's coming later this month. Not exactly sure when. That is the feeling I needed. Okay. I understand what I'm doing wrong, I think. That's it. Okay, most of what I'm doing wrong. That I need to keep my momentum. I just need to ease off on A for a regrab there. Okay, maybe not. I just need to land on the far side of that. I'll have enough height. What about 2026 contest will be? I mean, I'm gonna give you a quick guess. QLDC will probably still be a thing. Other than that, who knows? That's it. Okay, well... we can get some information. But yeah, I won't say, like, hacking has gotten significantly different in the last... oof, how many years? Oh, well. Get into the Yoshi's Island contest. Might not make something, but just start playing Yoshi's Island wrong. That's a case where I think the editor just isn't there yet. Like, people have definitely made a few big Yoshi Island hacks, and you occasionally would see, like, in fact, oh, that was stupid. There were a couple of Romhack race levels that I think Carl Sagan made that were Yoshi's Island, but not many. And I think it's just a case of the editor being a lot harder and jankier to use. Like, I think there are two. There's Golden Yoshi and something else. I don't remember what the other one was. But basically, I think one of them is mildly maintained. The honest truth is SMW Central's kind of gotten out of the Yoshi Island business. Like, that entire section and the moderators there who took care of it are basically done. I want to say a couple of the Yoshi Island moderators just retired, and I want to say maybe a couple of them became regular hack moderators. But, like, they kind of got out of that business. Same for Mario 64 stuff. Like, there's better websites for that. At least Mario 64, I can't speak for Yoshi's Island. But, like, now there's romhacking.com? Org? I forget which one it is. It's like the premier Mario 64 hacking site, and like they've got stuff on lock. Like, I absolutely adore how well they've done that site, and they have their launcher, which is great too. Because like Mario 64 hacks kind of have the unfortunate reputation of being Golden Egg. Is it really Golden Egg? I thought it was Golden Yoshi. No, Golden Yoshi's a person. Never mind. I like Golden Yoshi's hacks. But Golden Yoshi is definitely a person. Romhack.ing. I haven't seen that one. But the problem is the N64 went through an awful lot of different revisions emulator-wise, and a great number of them are not terribly compatible with anything. So basically, if you're playing a Mario 64 ROM hack, you need to play it on the thing that the person developed it for, most likely. To be fair, I think the decompilation and just in general, people wanting to move more towards accurate emulation stuff as time has moved on has helped a lot with this. That being said, it is a much more complicated architecture to emulate properly than the original Nintendo or the Super Nintendo, because you're dealing with weird MIPS weirdness and 3D stuff. 3D stuff makes stuff complicated. Just the nature of the beast. Yeah, SGI made that. SGI was a really cool company while it was still around. There's actually a cool website of someone who worked on the N64 that I'd found from the Sanford game stuff. Basically, they were doing... Did he do both of those? He did both of those. There were two games. So the game in this parlance means basically going around in a van in an area and solving puzzles that point you to the next area and so on and so forth, which is sort of the standardish game, standardish puzzle thing that exists in California. Hence why Stanford is usually why it's referred to as that class of thing. There have, of course, been ones not in California, not near Stanford. There was one in Seattle a million years ago called Moon Cursors, but that's another hill of beans. Anyway, basically there was one that was superhero themed, and so they had these like cool little superhero gadgets, and this guy who had worked for SGI during the N64 era had made them, which was cool. Yeah, okay, I see what I need to do there. He also, when they did a Harry Potter themed one in Sacramento, made wands that you could actually cast spells on. In this case, meaning you could spell out a word phonetically and it would tell you something. Using a cool LED effect. Not done yet. Maybe I am done. Desyncing here is has become a problem. But the tech was cool, and they ended up reusing it for a Microsoft intern game many years ago. One I didn't participate in, but I had friends who did. So that must have been like 2008, I would guess. 2070, maybe. I did the intern game 2014 through 2006? 2004 through 2006, I think. No, that's not right. I might have done 2003 as well. Yeah, I did 2003. I did 2003. That was fun. I'm tempted to go look at the archives of those I've got on some hard drive somewhere. I still want to practice this jump since I'm having difficulty with it. Okay. Golden Egg hasn't been updated since 2013. Just looking at the accepted date. Yeah, it sounds about right. I swear there's a second one. Like, occasionally I have looked at miscaching just to, like, see what people are up to, and there's at least one person who's working on Yoshi's Island Hackery. But those were fun just because of the scope of them. Like, intern game always had to be a little bit smaller and a little bit sillier than other things, because you basically got the interns at 9 a.m. and needed to let them go by 6? The first one I ever did, this first puzzle event I ever did, was the 2003 one, and the theming was urban legends. And so, from the start, what you had to do, or what you were supposed to do, the theming was, oh no, because this is college, these are college interns mostly, oh no, Dean Bean has lost his kidneys! And so you needed to find Dean Bean's kidneys, and all of the assorted puzzles were themed after weird urban legends and myths, like Chevy Nova sells poorly. In fact, I was thinking about that particular puzzle. Sold poorly in Mexico because of the name. Apparently it meant something rude. But that particular puzzle was a bunch of license plates, and you had to figure out which cartoon character would have which license plate. And the final thing we ended up with was Que Pasa MD, which we looked at for a long time and we're like, we just didn't get it. And then eventually someone realized, that's what Mexican Bugs Bunny would say. Now, what's up, Doc? Que pasa, MD? Or at least it'd be a reasonable license plate for Bugs Bunny to try to get. And that was actually the answer, was Bugs Bunny. And eventually, since the plot of these things is so important, You got the location of the kidneys, which was the Building 8 cafeteria? Building 9 cafeteria? Doesn't matter. Building's gone now. And just sitting in the cafeteria in, like, one of those salad, like, ice locations, salad bar kind of thing, was just a can of beans. The first people who won got a gigantic Costco-sized can of beans. Everyone else got normal home-sized cans of beans with little prize stickers on them. Or stickers. Little prize ribbons on them, which was funny. I still have mine. I probably should throw it out because it's 20 years old. Buy a new can of beans from Safeway. And they're just like generic Safeway beans. Like, they're fine beans. They're like kidney beans, which is the joke. But what puzzles were in that set? Oh, the T-shirt puzzle. That was an in-game tradition that was always really nice. Was that there was everyone who participated got a T-shirt, and the T-shirt itself would always be a puzzle. And I used to wear these when I had them. It's been too long. They're all got holes in them now. And I've also grown a few sizes horizontally. Yeah, so horizontology. Oh, so close. So you want to throw out Lunar Magic? I mean, honestly, I think Lunar Magic's okay for what it is. It's more that I worry about long-term, like, Fusoya is no spring chicken. He's not getting younger. He's a little bit older than me. And so, like, at some point he's gonna want to stop doing that. No, you misunderstand. That 20-year-old can of beans is not sitting on a shelf in a pantry. It's sitting right over there with a bunch of other random crap. If I didn't have the lights off, I could see it from here. But yes, most effectively, yes. The difference I also think is the can of beans, if someone had it now, probably would give people botulism. And as far as I know, Lunar Magic has never given anybody any sort of infection. I'll take a picture of some of the junk over there at some point. There's a lot of random stuff over there, like my bust of Nuke Nukem, the Cat of Glory. What else do I have? Oh, my Chirno thing, because I played a Chirno game really well at PAX. I made Fiskbit play that game when he was over the other day. I think he had fun, but it's hard to tell with Fiskbit. Also, that shirt that I got for being good at the Chirno game. Probably not going to wear that ever. I mean, I guess the only instance I could see myself wearing that is if I went back to Japan and went back to the Chirno Museum. Which I'm not sure I need to. I think one visit might have been enough. But I guess actually, if I went to Comic-Con, I'd consider wearing it. It'd be mildly appropriate. And there's a small chance I'd run into the dude who runs that museum in that Comic-Con, because he does sell goods that he makes himself. I follow him on Twitter because I think it's mildly interesting. Should probably take a picture of my Chirno mug. I don't think I've shown that anywhere. I'm pretty sure I'm the only person who has one of those for several thousand miles. But when I visit a museum exhibit that I actually like, and they have, like, reasonable merch, I'm actually pretty happy to buy it. I got a really good mug from the Guggenheim. They had a cool exhibit several years back. This Italian woman, like Gigio or something, I forget her name exactly. But basically, her whole thing was about projectors and lights, having intersecting lights and moving light sources, and it actually was kind of cool. Compare that to, of course, the Robert Mapplethorpe exhibit, which had many a thing I don't want to see, usually, in public. He loved flowers. He really loved flowers. Man, I should do some, like, wacky stream. I haven't done a wacky stream in a while. Should bring back, like, the Macromedia Director thing. Realize it's been about 2 years since I did that. And that was a fun stream. A fairly successful YouTube video. Even though my thumbnail is complete ass, I am not good at thumbnails. Though every once in a while I cobble one together, but it's usually that the source material is that good. Like, I made one for the Game Genie combo, and that one actually was pretty okay. But that's because the guy who held it put out a, like, in vitro that had really good assets I could lift. So it kind of looks like the Game Genie, except chunkier, which is kind of the point. For Pete's sake, I need to not go right there. Like, I'm in it. I'm in this. If I hadn't gotten past the first section, I wouldn't be, but I am in it. I need to practice. Yeah, those are fun. The one year I helped run it, it was Greek Myths, intern game. What were the other themes when I did that? Been long enough I don't remember. Oh, Pirates. One of them was Pirates, I'm pretty sure. God. Getting hungry. Pirates have nothing to do with being hungry, but... So wait, last level was Uranus. This is Neptune. Do you think Valdio considers Pluto to be a planet? Also, if you ever wanted proof that scientists are incredibly petty people, the dude who killed Pluto was so inordinately proud of himself because of it. Whenever people think of scientists being like these dudes in white coats who are like uber into science and very much in human advancement and all this, yeah, no, most of them are egotistic, ridiculously egotistical assholes. Case in point, only reason we have Newton's Principia Mathematica was because he wanted to win a bet. He wasn't even going to publish it. He was like, nah, I don't feel like it, until someone's like, dude, you're going to lose our bet if you don't. I was like, oh, now I care. Pluto's a dwarf planet? Now that's how it's classified, yeah. Or something else. I don't know exactly. It's one of those, like, the classification is probably fine, as it was. It's not something that actually mattered too much in terms of what it meaningfully meant to be a planet. Oh, I didn't do it, dumb. But a lot of science and academia in general is like, I can change something and therefore I must. Because otherwise I will have a very hard time leaving my mark on the world. No one ever got into, like, really prestigious journals by saying, I think my professor was right about everything. And then all of the people that preceded me were 100% correct. You need to break some wings. Just the nature of academia. Ah. It's its own unfortunate scene. According to them, a dwarf planet is not a planet, yet they still include the word a planet. Yeah, because it's hard to classify it as something else, or at least it's something we'll understand as something else quickly. It's a large piece of space garbage, is really what the guy who killed Pluto wants to say. But he knows that PR-wise, that's going to play worse. Dagnabbit. But it's the nature of these things. Academia. There's a reason why most people don't stay in there. PhD getters are masochists of the highest order. I don't know how far you can travel just by sliding during your involved time there. It's annoying I still haven't actually gotten to try the last trick at all. Like, I have not managed to get Mario up there while big yet. Take my time. Okay, well, I got to try it and I failed it. I at least got to try it. Nice thing about it, though, is, like, Valdio doesn't make exceedingly long sections. Pushed back just the wrong second. Yeah, I'm gonna go with, I think Valdio is a Pluto enjoyer. That's just what I think he is. Should have gone for it. What's up, Curtis? Thanks for the good luck. How you doing? But to be fair, this also makes me just want to play more Mario Galaxy. A game I beat on stream many years ago. That was close. That was close to what I needed to do. Like, I think I have the idea of the movement, but not an understanding of the movement. All good, waking up. Nice. How goes? Oh, not bad. I beat Outer Wilds. Completed the base game, but not the DLC. Finished the last 2 Halloween level design contest levels, and just figured I would pick up an easy-ish Romhack Races level. Which, as we can kind of see, isn't the case, but you know. Ah! That why I'm playing Outer Systems? Yeah, because I finished everything else I'd set out to do. I could have, like, picked up the 48-hour contest. Wasn't really feeling that right now. I still have 2 moderations to finish. One of which I think is going to be an accept with comment, and the other is just going to be a reject. But I'm working my way through the rejects. I had some compliance training that I could double dip on. Basically, I can get paid to watch a stupid video saying things like, grabbing asses is wrong. That was really close. And then just finish up doing some of the moderation. About halfway through the hard one. The other one won't take as much time. But it also has some code I want to write before I'm done. Prefer the Wii version of both games. Saw on Twitter the new game on Switch 2. They locked the Toad Bank on Mario Galaxy to put on an amiibo. Ew! These required to get Grandmaster Star. I don't remember how that worked. They're both outer. That's cute. I did not even think about that. Outer likes. Yeah, no, I played on the Wii. I mean, technically speaking, I played on a Wii U, but it was the Wii version last time I played those. And honestly, if I was going to replay them, I would still do that rather than Switch. I don't think that the Switch... Like, it's a game that's very clearly made for that system. Like, it uses the Wii stuff. It uses a lot of pointing at the screen. It uses shaking. And while you... The Switch... How in the world was that what happened? While the Switch has support for some of those things, and the Switch 2 has support for some of those things, it's just not the same. So yeah, I would play it again on Switch 2, or Switch, not Switch, on Wii U instead. Mostly because Wii U has HDMI out. Like, that's makes capture really easy. Like, I'm going to very possibly play something on Wii in the near future. Once again, close, but no cigar. And that, at best, does component out. And I'm not set up easily to capture component. But realizing this is something I should have support for, I've gone and acquired stuff to make that work better. I got a powered splitter in the mail today. Way too early. That I need to try out. So basically, like, since I finished Outer Wilds, I want to go play some, like, Halloween-y games. And so I'm thinking maybe Shivers first, and then Fiskbit's got one he's wanted me to play for a long time, Eternal Darkness, which I mix up with a different game that has, like, a dog and his boy. This is not that game. I think you're a ghost. But beaten Galaxy 2 100%, and you're currently working on 100% completion for 3D All-Stars. Have no reason to play Mario Galaxy 1+2. Brother's got a Switch too, but he's been playing it. Binding of Isaac. Oh, nice. He too is aiming on 100%, but he heard it takes forever. For Binding of Isaac, I honestly have no idea how long that would take. I've never played it. I just know I didn't particularly care for the aesthetic, except for Bible Thump, and I'm still mad about that. So a while ago, Twitch had Bible Thump, which was an emote that people would use for, like, sad occasions. Twitch got rid of it because they basically had a contract with the guy who made Binding of Isaac. And they're like, oh no, we can't renew the contract. Here, check out our new emote that's going to be cooler than Bible Thump. And the guy who did Binding of Isaac was like, they didn't even talk to me. I'd be happy to let them use it more. Like, seriously, what the hell? And so now we have some other thing. Actually, I have that emote banned out of pure spite. You can't use that emote on my channel. That's like the only one. Yeah, they voted. It was the worst. Yeah, it was terrible. That reminds me, they still have the stupid... What is this? Yeah, they took away my emotes for those, the power-ups. I put exactly how I felt about them. A Windows no-go sign, and they removed them. On my side, I still see them as no dice, but... Like, it bugs me those are in there and I can't, like, disable them. Not because I think they're a bad idea or, like, Twitch is bad for having them. No, because I don't care about those. I want my effects, dang it. Like, if I was able to set up things like that, like have a thing that clearly procs for like 5 bits or something, like I could manually add those, I wouldn't make me mad. But the fact that those 2 or those 3 things are forced into the list bugs me. Because none of those aren't interesting. And they sit above all of the stuff I implemented. Because clearly it's more important. Iguanas, all of them, I tell you. No. How do I do this? I just need to build enough consistency I get more tries, and I'll eventually get it. I have confidence I can figure this out. Have confidence. No confidence. What's up, HeroSoft? How you doing? I do love Just Snug. It is truly one of the best emotes. I have very few reasons to use it, but it is truly one of the best emotes of all time. Closer. Does remind me I need to finish up the work on Metroid. The NES is sitting there taunting me. And it's about 15 minutes of work. If that. Basically, I want to implement like a kind of shared mean, borrowed. What's the right word I'm using? Want to use like not round robin. What is the exact term? Communal, pooled. I want to implement a pooled reward system. Because right now, behind the scenes, every single thing creates its own reward, and there is in fact a upper limit to the number of rewards you can create on Twitch. As I found out when I was working on the ad stuff. I think it's 50-ish. And so, in order to conserve a few, I want to retire a few and make them into just borrowable emotes. So, whenever that mode is started, it will just make that particular... Did I say emotes? That particular channel point reward into its own thing, briefly. And it's not a hard thing to do. I just need to find the right way to phrase it in Python. Because basically, when I'm updating the channel point reward to be active, I'm sending a dictionary of updates. And one of those updates can be description, or cost, or even icon, maybe? I'm not sure. But basically, I already have the scaffolding to do the work against their API. I just need to figure out how I want to express it in my system. Like, I'm deciding whether or not it should be its own annotation, or just I should glom it into restrict. And honestly, restrict's getting kind of fat as it is. I did it! Is Pluto a place? Pluto is a terrible place. Oh god. Wait, did I say ending? Fencing. Fencing? What does this mean? What does fencing mean? Oh, that was close. Chromebook making dumb things happen. The Olympic sport? I guess. It could mean literally like building a fence. I'm pretty sure that's also fencing. As in like I'm fencing in my property. Or fencing stolen goods. I guess it's another fencing. We could be stealing planets and selling them to Bowser. Through illicit means. Oh. God. Mario Galaxy has such good music. Like, other games wish they could be Mario Galaxy, and they just aren't. I'm sorry. Poor Mario games that aren't Mario Galaxy. They just wish. Like Skilo wished. Oh. Wish I was a little bit taller. Wish I was a baller. I wish I didn't press exit. Thing is, I wasn't worried about losing progress. Valdio wouldn't do that. Just no, he wouldn't. I bounced. Oh, once I'm in the middle... Huh... I have ideas. Not good ideas, but ideas. I'm gonna look at that animated thing, because I'm not sure what I'm looking at here. Fencing. No. I mean, they did have like an Olympic-themed Romhack Races level a million years ago. With things like equestrian and shooting. Ah. Remember your first time playing Mario Galaxy? Finally, the Mario Kart chess had reached a point where you could use a live orchestra in the game. It had to be epic. That is... Well... I mean, I suppose they could have tried to use a live orchestra in Sunshine. They could have been streaming music off disc there. That could have been an option. But yes. It is. I do miss the era of synthesized music, synthesizing on the fly, but it's hard to deny, especially when you're looking at compositions like Mario Galaxy and Halo. Like Halo 3's ending music is so truly epic, it's ridiculous. Like Halo 3 has one of the best endings, climactic scenes, I suppose, of any video game of all time. It's a bit of a shame they ruined it by having more games, but you know, you can only do so much. Ah, I'm not dead. Never mind. Professor Layton series also has good music. It's one of those things I probably should play. I probably like those. Are those adventure games, or are they just like... I vaguely recall them being like straight up puzzle games, like here's a chocolate cipher you have to solve. Maybe that was it. That might be all I know about Professor Layton is the chocolate cipher. Definitely seems a little BS, but don't care much for Mario Galaxy music. At least the songs you've heard of are okay, but far from being favorites. I'm surprised. I am actually legitimately surprised. I got slipped. It's not uncommon for me to be watching like some YouTuber, like some, I don't know, Smash, unrelated video game YouTuber, and they'll just pull out Mario Galaxy music. That and Sonic Unleashed are games that musically punch way above their... Well, actually, just Sonic Unleashed musically punches above its weight. Mario Galaxy is a heavyweight in that genre. Oh, I won! There we go. I was surprised. Sonic Unleashed is amazing. The non-Wii version? Absolutely. The Wii version had to cut a lot of stuff, but the soundtrack in that game is fantastic. Rooftop Run is one of the best Sonic gems of all time that doesn't have lyrics. What's this? Full system bonus? I think I'm good. Let's check out the credits. Level by Valdio. Thanks for the GGs. I love the meteorites. Such a good, simple change. I know they're just eerie's. I know that they're just things. Playtesting Sequel Infection and Shoujo. I know they're eerie's or fuzzies or what have you, but they work so well. Music. Festive Block. I never learned how to read Nanako, Crimbo, Darken Shark, Brick Block, and someone whose name I missed. I guess it must be on SMW Central then. Thank you for playing my game. My favorite memory of Galaxy 2 was I got it a few days... Oh, whoops. That kills you. Ugh. A few days after it came out with my little brother, and we just, like, played it. We just took the whole weekend and played it. It was fun. And he got annoyed every time that I'd read Bowser's lines. I'd always add, "I'm huge!" to the end of it. That was a spin jump. That was just weirdness with the sound. Basically, the way that Mario works sometimes is people overload the sound chip. The sound chip only can hold so many samples. And so if you want to get your music to sound a little bit better, you can ditch the Mario jump sounds. Oh, I was supposed to run the whole way. Yeah, we'll just do one. At least a few more tries. But yeah, the whole system. This was 2 different Romhack Races levels that are glued together. And I did speedrun this one at the time. When it came out... Oh, spin jump. But yeah. I imagine you could actually get a lot better audio fidelity if you just dropped the jump sound entirely, just like add some Uber ASM to say, no, we're not playing that. It would make things disconcerting. Like, audio does make the game in a lot of ways. But, like, you'd get sample RAM back. Could probably cheese that. But yeah, it's one of the kind of... Like, the SNES sound chip is actually really good. It's just limited. Not very much RAM. You could do a lot of crazy stuff. Which, if I understood music better, I could tell you all about, but I do not understand music all that well. Gonna leave for work? Alright, see you later. Have a good day at work. In all honesty, I should stop too. Anyway, that was a really fun level. There were some bits that really got me. I really had trouble with that door entrance at the end. But I think all in all, it's been fun. I think I'm done. I think that's enough. Shoutouts to Valdio. Valdio's still awesome. That's it.